guys? It's your boy, Trucker King David, and we did it. Everybody give yourself a round of applause. Okay? Everybody clap it up. We are ending 2021, which has been just as crazy, if not more crazy than 2020. And we're now going into 2022. So guys, give yourself a round of applause once again, because we did it, guys. We made it another year, man, with all of the crazy events that has happened this year. Basically, I'm making an addition to my YouTube channel, and I'm going to be doing a podcast. And the name of my podcast show is the Talk Up Podcast, and you guys will get that first episode tonight, immediately after this video introduction. Okay, guys? So I also still have my training review video coming to you guys. No one told me that when you get your GoPro, which you guys can pretty much tell that that's what I'm using right now. I just opened it up and started using it, and no one told me that upon putting your memory card inside of the GoPro, that when it asks you to format the memory card, it's pretty much going to wipe out, delete everything that you've already had on the memory card. So let me clap it up for myself, because I definitely just deleted all of the video footage I had from different situations and incidents that happened while I was in my CDL training process. Okay, so that video should be coming out sometime the top of the year, and hopefully by New Year's that video is out. Can't make any promises on that because I am a very busy man, and yeah, that literally just happened before I did this video. I put the memory card in, formatted it, realized that it deleted everything off of the memory card. Fortunately for me, I used a brand new memory card that I had, so it didn't have too much except for those videos that I was going to edit up and make with my training review video. But I still have some photos saved in my other phone from my training process and one of the major incidents that happened along the way. So I'll work that out and put those videos together. As you can tell, I am in a hotel room, lovely hotel. Getting ready to get out of here sometime tomorrow, and I'll be heading somewhere in Texas to pick up my brand new truck, baby. So guys, welcome to the first episode of my new podcast. I have so much coming this year. I have so many business ventures that I'm into, and I'm very excited to go into 2022, and I hope you guys are too. From me to you, my YouTube family, and my family period, you guys are great, and I would like to wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share these videos. Don't forget to click on that notification button. It's somewhere here, over there, one of those places, and so that you can be updated when I create new content, guys. My podcast, just give you a quick description, it's going to be about everything. It's not just going to be about trucking. One day it might be about finances, the next it might be about real estate, the next it might be about relationships. It's pretty much anything and everything that's on my mind. I wouldn't say everything. But guys, without further ado, as I always say, you grow through what you go through. It's your boy, Trucker King David. Welcome to the first episode of the Talk Up Podcast. See you next time. Yo. So what's cracking, y'all? My YouTube family. It's your boy, Trucker King David, man. And this is the first episode of the Talk Up Podcast. Man, I keep hearing the whole thing about you can't make no money being a company driver. Or even more than that, you can't make no money being a company driver for a mega carrier. And you know what? One thing I can truthfully say, officially say, man, that I don't see too many folks, I'ma just say I don't see nobody really talking about that's coming in the trucking world, coming in the trucking game at the time that I am talking about other than me. You know what? I'm defying all the odds when it comes to if you can make money working for a mega carrier, let alone if you can make money for with a mega carrier coming into the trucking game. So y'all bear with me, you know what I'm saying? If it take a minute to get my words out, I'm deep in thought. Just know that I take in deep consideration the words that I'm about to speak before they actually get spoken, you know, come out my mouth in layman's terms. But man, when it comes to working for a mega carrier, man, like after talking to several different, I want to say classmates that came into the training program with the company I work for at the same time as me or like a week or two after me, talking to several different classmates and just like conversing about how much they made during training versus how much I made, it's a big difference, man. It's a big difference, man. The biggest thing that I noticed with these dudes is the number one thing that I noticed is that first thing that all of them come in the game and they, you know, they concerned about first thing, and I'm not over exaggerating any of I'm not exaggerating any of this or over exaggerating. Okay, first thing that I noticed is that they talking about home time. They talking about their wife. They talking about their girl. All of that, bro. Now, here's the difference. You got somebody like me. Mind you, I ain't no young boy. Okay, I'm a young boy to some extent, but I'm turning 40 this year, cuz I'm turning 40 this year. 40, right? With no hesitation. Okay? These dudes is like 26. They like 26, man. And they already married. I mean, congratulations if you able to get married at such a young age and for you to be still with that same mate and married and together, actually together, not separated, living in the same household, still having intimate relations, still having each other's back at 20 years later, okay, or 15 years later, so on and so forth. Congratulations. The odds of that happening in this day and age, slim to none. Slim to none. And that's the facts. Like if we all like to go off of facts and statistics and all that yah, then that's what it is, right? So if you one of the people who made it to that, and y'all actually are happy, like mind, body, and soul happy, then by all means, congratulations, man. But here's the reality, man. The reality and the statistics based off of what I'm seeing, which means more than what's reported, but based off of what I'm seeing and based off of the statistical numbers. You know what? It's like, man, who winning? Who winning? I talked to one of my classmates, and the brother let me know that, that he got married. He's 26 right now. He got married 3 years ago, so that means he was 23. He got married, okay? 23 years old. The chick he with, you know, she already complaining about his wife. Matter of fact, no disrespect, she already complaining about time. She already complaining about time. I looked over at him to my left because he was giving me a ride, to the hotel that your boy staying at. You know what I'm saying? So he giving me a ride, and I look over to him like, huh? Like, she complaining about time. Okay, that's not surprising, but he's actually like talking to me like, I could tell by his demeanor that he wasn't sure that he even really wanted to be in the trucking industry at this point. And this is all based off of his girl, his wife, wanting him to be there. But at the same time, he tells me in the same sentence, same paragraph, that he not really like able to keep no money. He not making no money, and we're gonna get into that in a minute. But she talking about, oh, I want you to be here every day, every night. I want you to come home. That's the type of job I want you to have. But we need this type of money right here to do this that we trying to do, right? Now, mind you, this dude, he, then got a CDL. He out here. It's just now time to really start getting it. But he got all this to worry about over here. Okay? Okay. So he got everything to worry about over here. And when I say everything, if you know, you know. I'm going to just leave it at that. Do your research. Everything that come with trucking. Alright? So he got all of this stuff to worry about. And she talking about she want him there. But at the same time, she the same one telling him like, oh, but baby, we need this type of money. Da, 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 da. I asked this dude, I'm like, yo, so what was your first check like, man? Like when you was in training, right? Because we pretty much, like, even though I graduated before he did, we pretty much went out on the road with our trainers and all that good stuff at the same time, right? But here goes where the separation happens. So I'm asking this guy, I'm like, man, so how much was your first check? And this dude says, man, my first check, like, man, I was pissed off about this because my first check was only like $100 and something. I'm like, what? Whoa, are you serious? And I'm thinking to myself, I ain't really want to say it at the time, but I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, wait a minute, so my check was like $1,000. That was my first check. Training with a mega carrier. Okay? With a mega carrier. Training. And I got my CDL through them. And I'm like, huh? And I'm going over all the research that I did in my head, thinking like, wow, it hit me like, bruh, like, yo, I'm ahead of the pack right now. Like, and it's not about that. It's just about like The work ethic, the work ethic, your determination, and what you stand for, what you stand on. You dig? And it was just like, man, that was the defining moment for me right there. Because here's the real. If you get online, right? Like everybody's supposed to do their research. Do your research, right? But if you get online and you start, for instance, you get on the tube, get on YouTube, you start doing all this research on mega carriers. You know, I'm not even gonna start calling out names. I'm gonna just say mega carriers, because if I say mega carrier, you can Google that and you can find out what a mega carrier is, and it will give you an example of a mega carrier. I work for a mega carrier, okay? I probably work for like one of the biggest in the top two, definitely in the top three of mega carriers. When it comes to longevity, I work for the number one mega carrier right now, longevity wise. So, considering that, this right here podcast is based off my whole terminology, or not terminology, just my thoughts on, you got to do your own research. And even when you do your own research, man, everybody's experience is going to be different. Nobody's experience is going to be the same. This dude may have gone through this. This dude may have gone through that. That woman may have gone through this. That woman may have gone through that. But it's all based off of your attitude and your work ethic. He probably drove more hours than I did consistently, right? But here's the thing. All them times that I came back to the terminal, I was sitting in the truck. A lot of my YouTube videos, y'all can look at them, man. I was in the truck. Some of them videos, I was in the truck and I was at the terminal. When I was training and I was in the truck at the terminal, my trainer was at home with his wife, his girl, whatever the situation may be for him. He was doing that, and I was sitting there. But see, here's the bigger picture for me, is that, so you paying me, right? Talking about in reference of the company, you paying me to sit here, and the only way I could be bored is if I choose to be bored, if I'm not doing anything, right? That's the reality of it, right? So I say, you know what? In any situation, I'm gonna find the better. I'm gonna find something to do, man. I'm a hustler, man. That's what I do, man. I done went through Pennsylvania. I done went through Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Before that, I went through the DMV. And you could just Google that with the DMV, and I don't mean Department of Motor Vehicles. I mean the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, where I primarily grew up at. I went through that area to Pittsburgh to South Central. Man, so I went from bad to worse to the worstest. If that's a word, you dig? And that right there, based off of the numbers that he told me he made, his highest check was like 400 in training. My highest check was like 1,200 in training. The same training he was going through. So you tell me if you can make money with a mega carrier, or if you're gonna trust that what this dude told you his story was is gonna be your story. Or you're gonna define yourself. You're gonna let somebody else define you, or you're gonna let your work ethic and your hustle define you, man. That's one thing that I learned from Nip. That's one thing I learned from Nip, and I'm gonna keep it at that. It's one thing I learned from Los Angeles, South Central, Los Scandalous. You dig? So man, this right here podcast is to anybody who got something negative to say about mega carriers that didn't put in the work, that didn't put in the hustle, the grind that it take. And to those who never even worked for a mega carrier and think they know about what you know, think they know the what's about a mega carrier, right? So before I keep going and continue to drag this video on, man, or this podcast, shall I say, this is episode number 1, man, of my new venture, my new hustle, the Talk Up. It's your boy Trucker King David. I love y'all. Appreciate you. Keep trucking, man. Till the next time. Keep trucking, man. 100.